In this video, I'll be summarizing 7th grade Unit 5, Lesson 2 from Open Up, Changing Temperatures. So today's goals, there are 3 of them, but we're going to talk about each one differently, so I'm just going to share this slide and we'll go ahead and work on it more at the end. So the first thing, how can we represent an increase in temperature on a number line? What you're going to want to do is take an arrow and point it to the right. If you want to represent a decrease in temperature on a number line, you're going to take an arrow and point it to the left. Very similarly, if you want to represent a positive number on a number line, go ahead and use an arrow pointing to the right. And any negative number represented on a number line, you'll take an arrow and point it to the left. We'll practice this more. How can we represent the sum of 2 numbers? You're going to put the arrow so the tail of the second is at the tip of the first. So for example, if I did a basic one like 5 plus 10, what you would do is you'd start at 0 and you make an arrow going to the right 5 units, and then you'd start the next one at the 5 and you'd make another arrow going to the right 10 units, and your sum would be where you leave off at 15. When we're talking about temperatures, if you add the initial temperature and the change in temperature, you're going to get the final temperature. So let's try a few examples. If you had a temperature of 42 and increased by 7 degrees, I'd like you to try to write an addition sentence that represents this. You would want something like 42 plus 7 equals 49. What if you have temperature being 42 and decreasing by 7, and I ask you to write an addition sentence? It's probably pretty normal for you to think of this as 42 minus 7, but that decrease of 7 is a change of negative 7, so you can also write it as 42 plus negative 7, and both times you get an answer of 35. These actually mean the same thing. Okay, try this one. If the temperature is 3 degrees and it decreases by 7 degrees, try to write an addition sentence for that one. It would be 3 plus negative 7 equals negative 4, so it would be negative 4 degrees. All right, when you're looking for the sum from the diagram, the sum's always at the tip of the second arrow. So let's do a couple questions. Okay, so if we're going to solve negative 5 plus 10 on a number line, you're going to start at 0 and then make an arrow that goes 5 to the left. Starting at the end of that arrow, you're going to represent plus 10, go 10 units to the right. We end at 5, so we'd say negative 5 plus 10 equals 5. Try one more for me. Example 2, what is negative 20 plus negative 5? Go ahead and give that a try. So on a number line, the negative 20, we're going to start at 0 and go 20 units to the left. When we add negative 5, we'll start at that tail of negative 20. And right there, go 5 more to the left. Our answer in this situation is negative 25. Okay, so today's important ideas, those goals, we can represent a decrease as adding a negative number. So we usually say subtraction, but we could also add a negative number. And we can represent addition on a number line with 2 arrows. The second arrow starts where the first arrow ends. And when we're going negative, our arrow will be pointing to the left, positive pointing right.